Hello, it's Rebecca here, and I've pulled a card out of my love pack, and it is Friendliness. You are able to recognise traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. The pack that I'm using is The Power of Love, and it's by James Van Praagh, if anyone's interested in the pack there. They're lovely cards. You can see that one. Very nice. So it's easy, isn't it, to form relationships with people when we like them. And sometimes this can be at a subconscious level. We just recognise in the person that they have something in common with us. Maybe they like doing the same things. They've got the same values, the same beliefs as us. Like I say, it doesn't have to always be conscious. You just sort of know it. You just know that you've just got a great rapport with them. You just get on really well. And that's easy, and that's great. And it's just easy to be friendly with people like that. However, what about the people in our workplaces or in our families or in communities where we have to get on with them but we don't like them, let's be honest. So what about those people? Well, you can have good relationships and be friendly with them if you're willing to flex your own behaviour. Now, that's not being weak or changing yourself, like being a chameleon or anything. It's just about using your behaviour to get better results. And like I say, it's not manipulative, it's just forging good working relationships with people. For example, I'll give you an example from my workplace. So I used to work in a hotel and I used to deliver the training to the departments. And there was one lady there who, you know, I'd go and see her and I'd say, oh, how are you? And how's your life? And, you know, all these sort of things that you do. And she was just like hard work. It was like really hard work. She was very direct and she just wanted results, and that was it. So what I realised was she just didn't want all that fluff. She was very like, just tell me what you're doing and we'll do it. So the next time I met with her, I thought, right, okay, this time I'm going to change my approach. I'm going to go to her with everything and I'm just going to lay it out and say, this is what we're doing. So I went to her and said, this is what we're doing. We're doing it over 5 days. We're going to do, I don't know, 2 hours a day. I'm going to teach them this. This is the learning outcomes and this is how I'm going to do it. And she was like, great. And it was like, okay, that meeting went well. So I walked away and I thought, yeah, that worked really, really well. And actually, she really trusted me. She didn't want to know the ins and outs. She just wants me to get on with what I'm doing. And that worked really well. Whereas there was another colleague that if I would ring up and not give a little bit of that nicety and fluff and friendliness first, then the conversation would be difficult. So she expected it. She wanted all the nice rapport building first before I asked her for what I needed from her. So I learned to just flex my behaviour to suit different people. And it worked really well. So I just, this is just a tip really on how to be friendly with everybody you work with, even if you find them a struggle. If you change your behaviour, you might just watch them change towards you, because remember that you might not be the only one that's getting triggered. What you're doing might be triggering them as well, and it probably is, let's face it. So like what I was doing, going to that lady and giving her all the detail, which she didn't want, was kind of triggering her. So between us, we just had this like energy connection that just wasn't working. It was like just, ugh. Whereas when I changed my behaviour, the energy just cleared and she was like, that's great. Yeah, just do it. So yeah, so friendliness. You are able to recognise traits in common with another, but when you're not able to recognise traits that are common in another, what can you do to still have great rapport and friendliness with them? Or are you recognising traits in them at a subconscious level that you're not willing to look at yourself? So you might see something in someone else, I don't know, and say, oh, they're so rude or they're so direct. But actually, if you're really honest with yourself, where are you doing that? Where have you been rude in the past, or where can you be, or where can you be really direct in the past? Because what we see in others, we have to have in ourselves. So if you're getting triggered by someone else, just watch what you're saying about it. And then try and turn the mirror around and look at yourself. Just something to look at. And you may find as you continue to do that, friendliness becomes easy, because then you start seeing everybody in a non-judgmental way, which is a really nice way to live, isn't it? So, thank you.